It's not a secret that Frozen has borrowed a few things and made references to other projects. From Avengers Infinity War to Avatar and The Fifth Element. This video will give you a closer look at how Frozen 2 heavily borrowed from other films. But before we begin, subscribe to Riveted. Turn on the notification for this and more amazing videos. We understand that not all Disney fans are fans of the Marvel Universe and vice versa, so we'll do a bit of a recap of the movie so that everyone is on the same page, okay? Here we go. Avengers Infinity War. On a mission to collect all 6 Infinity Stones, Thanos plans to use the artifacts to inflict his twisted will on reality. The fate of the planet and existence itself has never been more uncertain, as everything the Avengers have fought for has led up to this moment. Having acquired the Power Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones from the planet Xandar, Thanos and his lieutenants intercept the spaceship carrying the survivors of Asgard's recent destruction. As they extract the Space Stone from the Tesseract, Thanos subdues Thor, overpowers Hulk, and kills Loki. Thanos also kills Heimdall after he sends Hulk to Earth using the Bifrost. Thanos and his lieutenants depart, destroying the ship. Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, and the rest of the Avengers unite to battle their most powerful enemy yet, the evil Thanos. After a snap of his fingers, half of all life across the universe disintegrates, including Barnes, T'Challa, Groot, Maximoff, Wilson, Mantis, Drax, Quill, Strange, and Parker, as well as Maria Hill and Nick Fury. It was one of the few movies in the history of cinema where the villain won. And the Russo brothers certainly made an emphatic statement with this twist ending. Frozen 2. King Agnar of Arendelle tells a story to his young children, Elsa and Anna, that their grandfather, King Runard, established a treaty with the tribe of Northuldra by building a dam in their homeland, the Enchanted Forest. However, a fight occurs, resulting in Runard's death. In a bid to restore the peace, Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Kristoff, and Sven embark to the Enchanted Forest, following the mysterious voice. In the process, Elsa is frozen due to venturing into the most dangerous part of Ahtohallan, and Olaf fades away. Anna makes the decision to destroy the dam, which results in a flood. Elsa thaws out and returns to Arendelle, diverting the flood with her magic and saving the kingdom. As the Wall of Mist disappears, Elsa reunites with Anna and revives Olaf. Elsa explains that she and Anna are now the bridge between the people and the magical spirits. Anna becomes the new queen of Arendelle, while Elsa becomes the protector of the Enchanted Forest, who regularly visits Arendelle as peace is restored. Iduna didn't have magical powers in the same way that Elsa does, but like the other Northuldra people, she had the ability to perform magic by interacting with the spirits of the forest. Well, the two may look like two very different movies, but you will be surprised when you find out the similarities. Both films have a cult following, have been loved by audience members both young and old alike, and made some serious money at the box office. And here are the reasons why fans have suggested that Frozen 2 stole from Avengers Infinity War. The trailer. Disney released the Frozen 2 trailer on February 13, 2019, introducing us to a darker and more action-packed take on the 2013 film. When we last saw the Arendelle sisters, they were literal princesses who sang about snowmen. Now they're sword-wielding action heroes. Even before Frozen 2 was released, fans had already linked the new movie to Avengers. The trailer was well received by the public, and a mashup with the Avengers theme actually made it look more epic. Jeeves Williams on Twitter came up with a fan edit of the Frozen 2 trailer with the Avengers theme composed by Alan Silvestri. He joked that we could be in for a princess cinematic universe, and considering the trend that most new Disney princesses are action heroes, it wasn't a big surprise. Just look at Merida, Moana, and now Elsa. When the trailer and the mashup were released, fans started coming up with some of the craziest assumptions. The best theory was that the Arendelle crew was possibly on a journey to reverse Thanos' destruction in one last showdown with the evil demigod. I don't feel so good. In Infinity War, Spider-Man tried to fight the dusting while collapsing into Tony's arms. Clearly heartbroken, he never got to experience a lot more in life. As Iron Man struggled to find words to comfort the teen, Peter Parker crumbled in one of the film's most emotional sequences. It wasn't about heroes or friends dying in this exchange. It was about a father watching his son perish. In Frozen 2, Elsa sends word of what needs to be done through the wind spirit, Gale, to her sister Anna just before she's frozen alive. As this happens, however, the snowman Elsa created, Olaf, becomes the franchise's Peter, as his existence is connected to Elsa's magical ice powers. Without her connection, Olaf also loses his life essence, basically telling Anna he doesn't feel well. The same happened in Infinity War when Peter Parker said,
I don't feel so good.
Olaf didn't say the exact words, but both scenes had the same effect. Anna cradles Olaf, and as his voice lowers, he begins turning into snowflakes and blowing away in the wind. Olaf decimated along with the other things Elsa made, including Marshmallow and the Snow Geese, as if the spirits had snapped the Infinity Gauntlet. We were just waiting for Olaf to say the words, I don't feel so good, Miss Anna. What fans don't know is that this similarity was actually preempted when Frozen 2 released the first trailer. Much like Tom Holland, Mark Ruffalo was notoriously bad about letting certain plot points slip into the public domain. At the D23 Expo in 2017, he spoiled the ending of Avengers Infinity War, catching himself right as he said that half of everyone dies. Everyone knows this, including the voice of Olaf, Josh Gad, who joked about it on Twitter and wrote, "For the next 9 months, I have to live with the fact that every hashtag Frozen 2 secret you wish to know resides in my brain. Uh-oh, do not pull a @Mark Ruffalo." Ruffalo quoted the original tweet and countered with, "Does everybody die? DM me." Josh Gad replied by saying, "What you guys did in a snap, we do in a ballad. I can't tell you anything more." And Thanos does a tap number. Well, Josh Gad was wise enough not to mention anything to Mark Ruffalo. Otherwise, this video would have been done 9 months ago. If Tom Holland could spoil Chris Pratt on Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom's plot before Pratt had even read the script, then it's a good bet that Ruffalo could spoil something about Frozen 2 to someone he met before the sequel dropped in theaters. I'm not good enough. There is also a similarity in how Olaf and Peter Parker really felt about themselves. Olaf keeps saying that he's so young and he has yet to see the world, a perspective Peter also shared in the MCU up until the point of his own demise. Olaf actually has an existential crisis from minute one, wondering if he'll make the most of his life or even understand all it has to offer. We must admit that Frozen 2's version of Olaf was very weird and also very depressing. In the Marvel Universe, Peter Parker grows into a confident man, and in the latest movie, Far From Home, he realizes that Mr. Stark believed in him and passed the baton to him. Of course, he still doubted it, and it had to take destruction for Spidey to accept his fate. Fans were also getting major vibes from another project we can't afford to ignore: Avatar. With Elsa, Anna, and their allies trying to find a way to soothe the elemental spirits of the wild that are out of control, their entire kingdom is on the line. Along the way, Elsa essentially proves herself to be the Disney equivalent of the spiritually connected Avatar from the Nickelodeon franchise of the same name. In the movie, Elsa is confronted and then befriended by Gale, Bruni, and Nock, the elemental spirits of air, fire, and water. While traveling further and further north, Elsa learns the truth: humanity is the fifth element. After Elsa becomes good friends with the other elements, they use their powers to help her in her quest. She was able to prove that when living in a harmonious balance with the elements, people can also live freely with the magic energies that exist in the world. The idea is strikingly similar to the core principles present in the Avatar franchise, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. The two shows in the franchise centered first around the carefree but empathetic airbender, Aang, while the second focused on their reincarnation into the headstrong and enthusiastic waterbender, Korra. The films are about a world where certain people can manipulate the elements, but there is only one person in particular who can control all four: water, earth, fire, and air. The Avatar is reincarnated upon every death to continue serving as a protector of the world and the bridge between humanity and the spirit realm. Elsa's goal in Frozen 2 is very similar to the two films. Her mission eventually becomes to open up the spiritual and magical side of the world so the elements could be free and at peace once more. Each element is represented by a physical spirit. Fire is represented with purplish-pink flames. Bruni, the salamander, moves like a spreading flame around the forest bed, leaving a mystically glowing flame in its wake. Water is represented with a mystical water horse called the Nock. It can run atop and through water, giving it a major advantage when you're in the Black Sea that it calls home. It comes the closest to actually killing Elsa at one point, pushing her deep into the ocean and almost drowning her in the darkest parts of the sea. Earth is represented with massive rock giants. The rock giants are the most fearsome of the elementals and provide the most overt threat in the film. The wind is represented with a conscious airflow called Gale. She's shown as being playful, befitting something as airy as the literal element of air. She constantly breezes around the group, taking joy in blowing up dresses or shirts. Elsa's role as guardian to the north, while also maintaining deep connections with the people of Arendelle, allows Elsa to create unity. The specific phrase, "the bridge between our two worlds," is used in both Avatar and Frozen to symbolize what these characters mean in terms of connecting the world of humans to the greater spiritual elements around them. Frozen 2 definitely borrowed a lot from Avengers Infinity War and the Avatar films, but it completely aped another project. Luke Besson's The Fifth Element. In The Fifth Element, aliens known as Mondashawans arrive at an ancient Egyptian temple to collect for safekeeping from World War I, the only weapon capable of defeating a great evil that appears every 5,000 years. The weapon consists of 4 stones containing the essences of the 4 classical elements, and a sarcophagus containing a 5th element in the form of a human, which combines the power of the other 4 into a divine light capable of defeating the evil. Lilu, the 5th element, was able to emit the white-hot light that destroyed the Black Mass, which threatened to destroy the universe in the movie's final act. Lilo was also left as a genetic material to be coded out into a person, while Elsa's mom, Queen Iduna, was connected to Gale through her tribe and is actually why the ability to be this 5th spirit passed down to Elsa. In The Fifth Element, clues are left behind in pyramids in ancient Egypt, while Frozen 2 adopts a similar approach, but using runes in the Enchanted Forest. Instead of glyphs in Giza, Elsa harnesses memories and messages lost in history from the water. While Lilu disintegrated into a giant comet, Elsa is able to harness her ice powers even more and stop a deluge meant to wipe out her kingdom of Arendelle. Lilu was ready to lay down her life for the universe, and while Elsa's world is a bit smaller, she abides by her duty to the same. Both films are statements of feminism and feminine power, acting as emissaries of love. One differentiating factor between Frozen 2 and The Fifth Element is that the former is filled with songs and music. Do you think Frozen 2 stole from these other projects? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And remember, we publish amazing videos daily, so check back tomorrow for another incredible piece. This has been Riveted.